Happy Thumbs Gaming. Big Show.
Hey everybody, it's Brian with HappyThumbsGaming. Today we're checking out Free Roam Middle-earth Rivendell for LEGO Lord of the Rings. As you can see here, we're going to knock out 3 quests, 1 red brick, find 4 characters, 8 Mithril Bricks, and that 1 Blacksmith Design. And we'll start off by grabbing a character. We'll go ahead and let's grab Bilbo. Why not? Costs us 125,000, and from the stone map, you can just set your GPS and run right out on the west side. And it does take a second for old Bilbo to pop up, but rest assured, he will be there for a cool 125k. Now, keep in mind, there are no specific order to these. We tried to keep them, in a constant flow order, but at the same time, we do bounce around a little bit. So, back from the map stone, we'll go ahead and set our GPS for under the waterfall area. This isn't the secret waterfall. This is kind of the there are definitely 2 water flowing areas, whatever you want to call them. And this one is found in the northeast side of Rivendell. Sorry, Rivendell. And you'll hand this nice old lady the Mithril gloves, which the Blacksmith Design can be found in level 10 Warg Attack. And you can see here, for a cool 250,000 studs, we can go ahead and grab our ×2 multiplier for the studs, which hopefully you guys have already done that. So more or less, that was something you just had to watch and not do. All right, throw dude at the butt crack, the angry dwarf at the butt crack, and we'll go ahead and shoot with Legolas. This is kind of a tricky shot because there is some debris blocking your line of sight there. So once we get that taken care of, we'll jump up and swoop around the back, and we find ourselves a nice little Mithril brick. All right, now we'll go ahead and grab the Blacksmith Design. This one's kind of tricky. You have to solve a little Gandalf puzzle over on the right-hand side of this, and then you climb up, and you just simply hang out. All right, I suppose you do have to drop down and hang out. And once you drop down in there, you will find that. And right from that same spot, we'll take a couple steps on over to our left, and we will jump on another quest that requires the Luminous Stone, which we can find in level 4, the Pass of Caradhras. We'll go ahead and hand that over and reap the benefits of our rewards, which was a Mithril brick. And now we'll just move right along to the next quest. We're going to knock most of these quests out right now. Why not, right? All right, so this one's a little bit trickier. We actually have to get upstairs. So there is a small little puzzle here that shouldn't be too hard to figure out. You just got to smash a few things to clear a path. And once you destroy all of the things in the pathway here, we're going to go ahead and slide this little pillar-like column down the line. And we'll go all the way to the back. As you can see, we got one more chair we need to take out. Cha-cha-cha-cha. All right, now, oh, nope, not handled. All right, finally. We'll go ahead and get that through, and then we will switch to a little, because you have to be a little to go through here. And we'll go ahead and grab Sam I am. And look at that. We'll swoop up top. And up here, you'll find that we need to present this nice young elf with the quill, which can be found in level 3 Weathertop, and we suggest our free play series. I'll show you where all of the item collectibles are, including the quill for level 3 Weathertop. Alright, so now since we are not too far from, some brickage, we'll go ahead and speed things up super turbo style. Win. Alright, so now we're going to have Legolas, and we're going to shoot some arrows over here on the left-hand side, kind of over by the waterfall was from our original quest, where we handed over the Mithril gloves. Now, I got horrible balance here, and I apologize because I do fall once or twice, as you just saw, and it's not over yet. And although I do like the fall recovery prior to the red brick fall recovery, it can be kind of frustrating at times. So we will go ahead and use our Legolas, or the elf of your choice, to go ahead and grab up and swing along this ledge and climb all the way to the top. As you can see, you might have a little bit of a difficulty getting a couple of those arrows in the holes, but we jumped out in the water and up on those main pillars in the water, and we had no problem at all. Once we get up top, you're going to have to switch to a little. Make sure you don't switch to the other character, little. And if you do, make sure that you actually go to the plus character select as opposed to just quick select. Now, once you get up here, you can see that we actually can go ahead and grab our awesome character, Elrond. And he'll only cost you 200,000. And then we have a chance to get a Mithril Brick. There are a series of statues up here, and if you can destroy them within the allotted time, you will be rewarded with the brick, which is hanging out right there. So it's not too tough. It might take you a time or two. Just try to stay in an order. Don't be like left, right, up, down, sideways, Q, Twinkie. You know, make sure you're just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know what I mean? Because you can see it takes me a couple efforts here. But then at the same time, look at me. I am going left to right, upside down, backwards, forward, Twinkie. So whatever works for you. Whee! Look at me circling. Circling. All right. So we'll go ahead and get away from our doppelganger here and switch on over to another Mithril Brick, which is not too far below where we just were. And we'll switch on over to Gimel's. Do the old Angry Dwarf ground pound. And we'll make our way all the way up the cliff. As you can see there was some suspectism. Oh, and here we are. This is what I was referring to as using the plus character select as opposed to the quick character select. If you're confused by that at all, you just hold the character select and then move to the bottom where the plus is so you can see all your characters. All right, so follow all the way up to the top. Legolas would be the man to do that. There is some studdage right there, too, that I highly recommend you go and jump off and grab. And then we'll change our mind here. We didn't want that brick anyways. We're going to go ahead and check this out over here. And right over behind the, the housing, cathedral-ish area, you'll find a Aragorn brick that you can smash with your sword and grab that Mithril brick that's tucked away inside. All right, so we are going to put on some extra sweet designer label clothing here. And we will then switch to Legolas, because he is the guy. Psych, I lied. We're going to switch to the Samith, Sam I Am, to use the Elven Rope, then to Legolas. Which, as you can see, I made the mistake of using the quick select, so we'll go ahead and use the character select, as opposed to the quick. Alright, and then we'll teeter-totter all the way up here. And tight rope it out to the ledge. Swing to wing. Swing to wing. Didn't really work. Spin to win works. Swing to wing does not. Note to self. Alright. Then make your nice little jump off all the way down once you get that Mithril brick. And we'll just move along to the next brick out here. We're kind of getting out to the eastern mountains out here. And you'll want to do these all at once. Now, this is also the location to the hidden bonus level. There is a video for the hidden bonus level if you need some more advice on that. But it can be found right off to the right. There is a blue arrow pointing. It's kind of hard to miss. So it is also on your map. This one gets a little tricky, especially when you're staring at a mirror at yourself. But you're going to want to go ahead and switch to Schmiggeldorf, Gollum. And once you climb up his nice little wall, get up to the top, switch on over to Sam so you can plant a seed and climb up to the top. Now, this reminds me a lot of the old Batman 2 DC superheroes. There was a lot of gold bricks within these giant Lego statues, and you had to smash their heads in or use Superman's heat ray, or I used to call it the meat gaze ray. And, yeah. So we'll go ahead and fall all the way down. As you can see, we actually made it to the exterior of the cave up above. We fell right back down, and we're right back in the cave where we started. And we will make our way back up that same pathway. But instead of going up the Gollum wall and out up top, we're actually going to shoot a couple arrows with Legolas, reclimb this Gollum wall. I suppose we probably could have just turned around and came back as opposed to jumping off. So whichever works. We like switching to other characters. No, we don't. We're lying. We actually don't, so that was my bad. But regardless, we will get this Mithril brick, and it'll be all worth it. You're going to want to switch to Legolas because he's the one that tight ropes in his tight pants. And you're going to walk out, swing out, grab the vine hanging, and then make a nice little swoop out to get that brick in your mid-air fall. Then we'll go ahead and switch on over to Gloin, who is just right around the bend from us. And when I say right around the bend, I mean outside the waterfall and around the corner. And we'll go over and snag him up. He does cost a measly 25,000 studs, which I think we probably just gained about $500,000 right there just breaking the wall to get in. So one thing to note, as I've noted before in other videos, the townspeople will attack Berserker because he is technically a bad guy. So make sure that you save yourself the hassle of that, because they will get gnarly on you. But pay Gloin the money, and we'll go ahead and stack that up. What was going on there? That was a little bit of ridiculousness, a little darkness. Didn't mean to scare you. Apparently the map view was a little shorter than I anticipated. Regardless, we're right here at the mapstone in Rivendell, and we will switch to Gandalf. And hey, listen, these puzzles are not the easiest. I recommend not completing it. Once you get it stacked up just a wee bit, you can actually use Legolas or an elf of your choice to jump high. However, you have to stack at least 2 items on top of each other. So as you can see there, I didn't complete it on any level, but I got up there, and it is dark. I think that was the key factor of why I showed you the mapstone, and it did get dark, because it's dark. We'll go ahead and grab another character, and then we'll move on to the final Mithril Brick. Or is it? You'll have to wait and see. Alright, so we'll use our strength to pull that open. And this is a little tricky in here. There's actually a series of puzzles, little mini puzzles, and they're really easy. It doesn't take but a couple seconds, as you'll see here. But there are 3 different paths you can take. One will require the bucket. We're going to go ahead and use our standard bucket because there's water there. Then we'll use Legolas to jump all the way up to the top and put the fire out on top of that dude's head. It looks like he's still in shock from that fire burning. And once it lifts up, we'll drop down and we'll smash everything we can, and it will present ourselves with a little handle. Any ideas what the handle's for? No, it's not for that. I know your Chevette is missing the window crank, but this is actually going to go to a crank that will allow us to lift another head and gain us access to a little tiny hobbit hole. Now, be careful here. I tried to select my inventory wheel there, and I climbed right back through the hole, so my bad. But once we get up here, we'll get out of the way, and we will use the old elven rope. I guess I was just trying to use the elven rope, not the inventory wheel. But you pull that down, and all of a sudden, the last head opens, and you smash the last box to open up that Mithril Brick. And we'll take one last gander here. 3 of 3, 1 of 1, 3 of 3, and 8 of 8, and 1 of 1. Woohoo! And that will go ahead and wrap up Lego Lord of the Rings Free Roam Middle Earth for Rivendell. And I got to tell you, feel much better now that that's complete. And we are making some good progress through these free roam videos. Hopefully you're enjoying them. If you are, and if you're finding them helpful at all, feel free to comment, vote, subscribe down below. Boop, 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 boop. And other than that, get on over to Facebook and Twitter to stay connected with all the haps of what's going on. And until next time. See ya.